The W.E.Deming.
Episode 1, Manifesto.
If you can't describe what you're doing as a process, you don't know what you're doing.
Better heed the great man's warning then, hadn't I? Here's my process. We could consider it a manifesto for the W.E.Deming. So every day, I'll drop a short video featuring a brace of Dr. Deming's quotes. I'll share my perspective on what they mean and why they still matter. And each and every day builds upon the last.
Kind of like iterative and incremental development, Tom.
Yes, Dr. Deming, exactly like that. What a coincidence. But now the sad bit. Unfortunately, the good doctor is no longer with us. Were he alive today, he'd be 125 years old, and no doubt attracting the attentions of a certain African-American, asking him what he accomplished last week. But Deming's legacy lives on. And this, if you'll help me, is what we need to revive. As you can tell from his opening quotation, he was about as subtle as a slap in the face with a wet halibut, or roach, bream, pilchard, whatever your weapon of choice. But Deming is relevant wherever we have people doing stuff. Disagree? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That's where the real learning begins. Tom's take. Imagine running a restaurant and having no clue how the food gets to the table. That's the point Deming was making. And he wasn't just being metaphorical. Like a true doctor, he was giving a diagnosis. If the flow of work can't be expressed clearly, then it's either complete guesswork, total chaos, or sheer performance art. I'll let you decide which, but if you don't decide for yourself, reality likes to make a habit of choosing for you. So, teach a man to fish, eh? But do be careful.
A system must have an aim. Without an aim, there is no system.
Tom's take. Process gives shape to an activity, but a system gives purpose to that shape. Without aim, our processes aren't action, we're just going through the motions. But without processes, though, our systems are just big, vague, amorphous blobs of perpetual disappointment and naked self-interest. Systems thinking, cybernetics, and the free energy principle are worth a mention later on. But right now, let's focus on Scrum. You can't have improvement without standards, and you can't have standards without process. The definition of done describes the process, and the product vision provides the aim.
But what about the rest of the organization?
When its aim isn't clear, what are we wasting? Time? Effort? And what else? See you tomorrow.